Well, this is mostly with my older son. He was quite young, and we were noticing that he struggled a lot with some of the typical ADD symptoms you might notice. He would be agitated. He was a little bit extra wiggly as a child. However, he was very bright and had the ability, like a lot of people think, to hyper-focus on things. So we came in. I researched the Amen Clinic, and we came in. The history report that they took was incredibly thorough. I was very happy with that because not only did they ask about my son, but they really focused on the whole family and family history, myself, my husband's, the background. So it helped us to kind of see where perhaps there were some patterns, and it was insightful for us to notice some of these things along the way. As my child got older, we started to notice more than just ADD symptoms. We started to notice what I think would be considered really depression, and he was having trouble just moderating his emotions in general. He would have temper tantrums even at an older age that didn't subside. They were a lot longer and more intense than what I would consider to be normal for a child his age. I requested, because I had read Dr. Amen's books, to have a SPECT scan done. So we had a brain scan done on my child, and it was probably the number one most helpful tool that I think we've had. My son has been in treatment now for over 10 years, and it was incredibly insightful. Immediately, we didn't just have the symptoms of things like depression or anxiety, what have you, to look at and then try to treat. We had the source, and we could see it in a visual picture. It was so easy for us. The whole family could see it. When we looked at his brain, he was struggling with 5 to 6 different parts of his brain that were either overactive or underactive. His brain was just not either creating the chemicals it needed, or it wasn't actually able to process or recognize the chemicals it needed. And so we were immediately able to help him in a way that I know we would not have been able to without the Amen Clinic, without those scans. We weren't shooting in the dark anymore. We weren't treating something without knowing what we needed to target. And I think that's why so many people go get help, and for either ADD or depression or anxiety, whatever it is, and they end up maybe treating the symptom, but they're targeting it with a medication or something that actually treats the wrong area of the brain, and they end up with a reaction that's worse. He had some difficulty regulating his emotions, and we've since found, oh, well, it actually in his case is a temporal lobe issue, and here are the specific medications and diet that will help that. There were many times where we would hit a medication and it was like a light switch had gone off, and my child came alive. All of a sudden it was him on his best day, but every day. And it was incredible for him. He recognized it right off, even at a very young age, as well as, of course, the whole family. And so we've gone down that path, and for him, I think it saved his life.